Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so floor is yours
But I
now.
cannot put my camera on.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Thank you, Yamaguchi-san. Mr. Masato Usui, Minister for Economic Affairs and Development, Embassy of Japan in Indonesia. Mr. Sunsuke Kudo, Planning Officer for the Joint Creating Mechanism, Office of the Director for International Cooperation for Transition to Decarbonization and Sustainable Infrastructure, Global Environment Bureau, Ministry of Environment, Government of Japan, Mr. Yuji Kimura, Executive Director, Head of Tokyo Office, Global Environment Center Foundation, Mr. Hiroshi Takahashi, Director, Financing Program Group, Tokyo Office, Global Environment Center Foundation, Mr. Akiko Ishikawa, Manager, Financing Program Group, Tokyo Office, Global Environment Center Foundation, Mr. Shintaro Fujii, Fund Manager, Japan Fund for the Joint Creating Mechanism, Environment and Climate Change Specialist, Asian Development Bank, Mr. Wataru Sosio, Director and Executive Officer, Nix Corporation Limited, Mr. Masanori Fujii, Project Manager, International Project Division, Oriental Consultant Corporation Limited. My fellow presenter and distinguished participant, ladies and gentlemen, Bapak dan Ibu sekalian, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. Jimmy Maste, Verides, I'm the Assistant Deputy Minister for Multilateral Economic Cooperation, who also has responsibility as the co-chair of the Joint Creating Mechanism Joint Committee on Indonesian side. It is my privilege today to welcome you all, the participants, to our webinar on the JCM implementation in Indonesia with a theme, accelerating the transition toward the decarbonization through JCM. This workshop is organized by the Coordinating Ministry for Economic Affairs of Indonesia, Ministry of Environment of Japan, Indonesia JCM Secretariat, and Global Environment Center Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, Bapak dan Ibu sekalian, the government of Indonesia and the government of Japan established the JCM in 2013 and have implemented JCM project to promote investment and deployment of decarbonizing technologies, product, system, services, and infrastructure to achieve decarbonized growth in Indonesia. The implementation of JCM Indonesia is a long journey of a bilateral partnership for the economy, technology, capacity building, and investment, which encourage the private sector as an essential player in reducing greenhouse gas emission. To date, there are 49 JCM projects implemented in Indonesia, of which 12 projects have issued carbon credit. It is not merely about the reduction of greenhouse gas emission, but the implementation of JCM also brings benefit to project participants in the form of increased production efficiency, better product quality, and the production cost saving. However, the achievement doesn't stop there, as the success story of JCM projects are encouraging either participant or non-participant to replicate the low carbon technology as a part of their investment decisions. Through the JCM, various types of low carbon technology have been introduced, covering many sectors, including energy efficiency, renewable energy, deforestation and forest degradation, waste management, and the manufacturing industry. While many projects implement energy efficiency, renewable energy is getting bigger attention to support the promotion and expansion of clean energy in Indonesia. You know that within the framework of JCM, it is also possible for cities in both countries, Indonesia and Japan, to conduct a city-to-city cooperation on low carbon development. This collaboration emphasizes capacity building and economic cooperation between cities, as well as feasibility studies and project implementation. One good example of such city-to-city cooperation is between Toyama City and Semarang City, the city where we are organizing this webinar right now on a hybrid basis. Based on this collaboration, a cleaner public transportation project has been agreed to install the compressed natural gas converter on a bus rapid transit project in Semarang, which is called the Trans Semarang, which we visited yesterday. Considering the good progress and benefit derived from this bilateral scheme, last May, the two countries agreed to extend cooperation until 2030. So in addition to strengthening the effort of both countries to achieve international commitment under the Paris Agreement, the extension will also enable the greater participation of non-state actors in decarbonization. Ladies and gentlemen, Bapak Ibu sekalian, as you may all know that Indonesia hold the G20 presidency in this year, and one of the priorities brought up into the G20 discussion is energy transition, a crucial process in achieving decarbonization. The theme of Recover Together, Recover Stronger has a message that the G20 could lead by example on how the collaboration that we are doing today, including the GSM cooperation, will strengthen the effort to recover from the crisis. I hope you will enjoy today's interesting webinar and gain useful experience from the implementation of GSM Indonesia. On this very useful occasion of the Indonesia G20 presidency, I encourage you to join the GSM scheme to achieve the decarbonized growth as well as to support sustainable development in Indonesia. Through GSM, we hope that there will be many follow-up activities that can imitate GSM for the achievement of national and global goals in low carbon development implementation, which is in line with the G20 mission to sustain global economic growth. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.